Alright, guys, continuing on with Wishmaster 2 from 1999, Evil Never Dies, directed by Jack Shoulder, which is the same director from Nightmare on Elm Street 2, which is my favorite in that series, which I've said on here a few times. Hate all you want. And those films are coming. I got something planned for November. And I was trying to think when I saw Wishmaster and this movie, because I know it wasn't in 97, like when the first one came out, but I know I had some movie on VHS, had to be like a year after this movie came out, so 2000, 2001 at the latest, that had, you know, that same fucking guy that like voiced every horror trailer from like the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, or at least it sounds like the same guy every single time. This fall, get ready for this same fucking voice. I don't know if it was the same guy all the time, or they just had like a whole lineup of people with the same voice just to do all the trailers for horror movies back for those decades. Does anyone know what the fuck I'm talking about? He always had the same voice. It sounded like the same fucking guy who did like thousands of horror movie trailers for like decades. And I remember having some VHS tape, some movie, and one of the previews on it was for this film, was for Wishmaster 2. And there's a scene that I'll always remember, and I'll get to that. But these films both are very nostalgic to me. This one kind of more so than the first Wishmaster. And a lot of it has to do with Morgana. Like, I had such a big crush on Morgana when I first saw this film. As like a preteen or teenager, whatever I was at the time. Such a big crush. Like, she is so hot in this movie. She is so distracting. Every outfit she wears is so fucking distracting. To this day. But back then, like, huge crush. I was like a Muhammad Ali at a fucking bird feeder. I forget how old it was. Maybe it was an empty bird feeder at the time. But it was full at some point. But... and I forgot to bring my fucking light down here because I finished the rest of this movie, like, down in fucking this room. So I would wish for my other light to be down here, so this is going to be a dark video in a few ways. But we need a fucking new Wishmaster with Andrew Divoff back reprising the role. Make it a reboot or like a sequel or a legacy sequel, whatever you want to do, because Michael is done for now, hopefully. After this fucking trilogy, and Jason's been in fucking lawsuit hell for years. Leatherface I haven't liked a Texas Chainsaw since the beginning, maybe. And what else you got? Like, Freddy's been hanging on for dear life since like the remake in 2010. Like, absolutely hanging on for dear life. And we need someone new. We got Art the Clown, that's great. That's more like slasher. We need fucking Andrew Divoff back in Wishmaster with a new movie in this series, like, for sure. So we start with this gallery heist at an art gallery, and Morgana and her boyfriend Eric and some other guy who gets killed real quick. We don't even know who he is. And they're breaking into this place and trying to steal a whole bunch of paintings and jewelry and shit. And one of the guys who have like the glass cases, he smashes it open. Who doesn't know that those glasses have alarms that are going to go off? Like, that was fucking stupid. Like, on this rewatch, there's a lot of stupid shit in this movie. And I'm pretty sure this went direct to DVD or direct to video or something like that. I forgot to look it up. I do not think this was released in theaters. Like, if my memory serves me, I'm pretty damn sure. But it's just my nostalgia for this movie supersedes pretty much a lot of the bullshit in this movie, but there is some dumb shit, and nowhere near the first Wishmaster. I mean, that was, like I said, a treasure trove, right? That's hard to fucking say, of horror icons and everything in that movie. This has none of that. We had K&B Effects doing the effects work and everything in the first film. They're not here. Like, there are a few good practical effects in here, but there's a lot more CGI, and it looks a lot cheaper. But it is what it is. It's not going to change my, like, 20-something year love for this film. And we see the Ahura Mazda statue in this art gallery. I don't know how it got there from... It was in Beaumont's collection at the end of the first movie. So did he die, or did he donate it to the museum, to this gallery? I have no fucking idea. But it's there, and it gets shot when they ring the alarm and the security guards come, and they end up shooting the guy dead, and then they end up shooting the statue by accident of Ahura Mazda. And the piece breaks off, and Morgana finds the opal and ends up grabbing it, pockets that shit. And then Eric is shot and has one last kiss with Morgana and tells her to leave, so she ends up leaving. And I like how the Djinn like shoots out of the opal and shit, like that sticky fucking substance just shoots to the wall, and then we see the Djinn's face like come out of the fucking disgustingness and muck on the wall, and his face is there, and then he starts crawling out of it like a little baby again, like I said in the last video. And he asks Eric like to wish for something, and then he just ends up saying, "I wish I was never born." And then, you know, all CGI, but it is cool. Like, it's a cool twisted wish here that he ends up de-aging completely, and like just starts just de-aging more and more and more to a teenager, to a child, and everything, until he's just a fetus on the ground, and then it disappears, or it was flushed down a toilet somewhere. Told you it's gonna be a dark video. You guys know my fucking sense of humor. If that's an issue, fuck off. I mean, that's how it always is on this channel. And then the Djinn grows into his full-ass form and looks awesome again in this. Like, at least the design for the Djinn looks fantastic again in this movie. I actually might prefer his look in this to the first one. They're not too different, but they are a little bit different. But I think I do prefer the design on him in this. And then I was saying in the last video that a lot of the wishing is bullshit, because these people aren't saying that I wish for this or whatever. But this is egregiously dickish of the fucking Djinn. The cops show up and the cop just says freeze, and he said, "What did you say?" He said, "I said freeze," and he just goes, "Done." And then he fucking freezes into a statue, like an ice statue. That's not a fucking wish. Like, not by a long shot. Like, that's not like saying I'd love to see this, or I'd love for this to happen, and kind of could be a wish. Saying the word freeze isn't a fucking wish at all. So I don't know what the hell that was, because that makes no sense. Then Demarest ended up getting arrested and brought into jail, where he pretty much planned this, so he was able to get into prison, and he knows that there's a whole bunch of people there that will wish anything to get the fuck out of prison. And did I mention Morgana is so fucking distracting in this movie? Jesus, man. Every scene, like, it's every outfit, every scene. It's so hard to concentrate on this movie, man. Then wouldn't this whole thing with him going to prison makes absolutely no sense at all. Like, we don't even know. Was Nathaniel Demarest an actual person? Or did he just make that name up in the first movie? Or was it the name of the corpse that he took the face off of to become Demarest? Either way, if he was just made the name up, they're going to fucking fingerprint him. They're going to do a background check. They're going to fucking look for ID. They're going to do all of that. And it's not going to exist because he's a fucking made up name. And if it was a real person, the dead guy that he took the face off of, pretty sure it's going to bring up he's fucking dead. So none of this makes sense at all, of anything to do with him being arrested and put in the prison system, anything like that. Makes not a lick of sense. I don't know what to fucking think about it. Then we get my favorite wish in this whole movie, and my favorite practical effect in this movie. When he's in the holding cell, and then we have the dick guy fucking with him with shoes and stuff like that, and he ends up saying, "Oh, it's a genie, we have a genie in the cell," and he ends up wishing to walk right out the bars and right outside the jail. And then he just like slams into the bars, and his whole head just starts going through the one little slots of 2 bars, and then his whole body just starts jerking and fucking like tearing apart and imploding, and just guts and his shit's coming out everywhere, and he ends up just falling like into a fucking puddle of human flesh outside of the jail cell. Awesome. The practical effects look great on that whole scene. It's fantastic. I absolutely love that. Favorite practical effect in the movie, like by far, which I said there's not as much practical effects in this movie as the first one, which makes sense because, like I said, I'm pretty sure this went straight to VHS or DVD, whatever the fuck it was. VHS at the time, right? Or DVD. Who the fuck knows? It's fucking 3 a.m. I don't know. But it wasn't in theaters. I'm like 99% sure. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but by the point that someone corrects me, I'll already have looked it up and I'll know the answer. So then I won't really need any of you to verify what I'm saying. And then Gregory, we have the priest. Oh, and by the way, fucking that guy who wished to just walk out the bar and walk out of the jail. Again, bullshit on the Djinn's part, on Demarest's part. He went through the bars. That motherfucker did not walk through. He didn't walk out of the jail. He just fell into a puddle of mush outside of the fucking bars. It would have been cooler if like the whole like puddle of flesh and shit of him just got back up and then just started like jerkily like walking out of the jail. That would have been even cooler. But half wish. He didn't fulfill that whole fucking wish. He didn't walk out of the jail. So bullshit again on you, Djinn, because you are fucking a dick. Then we meet Gregory, the priest, who's ex-boyfriend of Morgana, and I guess after they broke up and stuff, because she mentioned like you couldn't love me and so you came here, so he became a priest after their relationship failed, and a bunch of religious shit. Skip. Then the lawyer, I love this shit. Like, as ridiculous as this is, it's so awesome. He's talking to the guy in the prison yard, and he's saying that there was an illegal search, and that's what led to him being imprisoned, and then saying that his lawyer fucked him and everything, and that he wishes he can see his lawyer fuck himself. And then he ends up, that's his wish, and he ends up getting a call from one of the guards that his lawyer's there, and he goes to meet with his lawyer, and he starts telling him, like, listen, like, something bugged me about your case, and that the search, like, it was not done properly, and I think I can get all your charges dropped and get you out of here. And this guy is ecstatic. This guy is so fucking happy. Like, imagine having that hope dangling right in front of you. Then you have to watch your lawyer's body contort backwards somehow. This doesn't work physically any fucking way, shape, or form at all. But contorts and proceeds to fuck himself in the ass. To death, basically. Dude, it's so funny. I crack up every single time with this scene. Like, he just watches his lawyer fucking himself to death. And yeah, I mean, think of how good the lawyer must feel a few seconds or minutes before he dies. But what a way to go out. You don't know if he's coming or going. Come on, stop it. We're all having fun here. But then he has to just look and just be like, what about my case? And like, I would be fucking furious. Are you serious? But I mean, I'm sure like that lawyer had to have talked to somebody and mentioned this. So I'm sure he still could have tried to appeal or something and get out of there and get the charges dropped still. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer for very good reasons. So I can't tell you. But he fucks himself to death and it's hilarious. This is the scene that I'll always remember from the preview of the VHS when I used to watch this. Whatever movie it is, it's pissing me off. I can't remember what the movie was. But when she's laying in bed and then the Djinn's hand just comes up and grabs her face. I don't know what it is, but I'll never forget seeing that. Like, for the very first time when I saw that preview, that little scene was just ingrained in me ever since then. So like 20-something years of always having that scene ingrained in my mind. I really enjoy that. Then, see, she did I mention again that Morgana is so fucking distracting? Like when she's laying in bed there with her panties before the fucking hand grabs her. That's probably why it was ingrained in my mind ever since back then. But see, she finds out everything online. She just looks up shit on the Djinn. Doesn't need Wendy. Doesn't need someone like Wendy. Doesn't even have to go to Wendy's. And come on, you don't want to go to Wendy's. She could have taken a break. Go to Wendy's. You never had one of their Frosties? They're like fucking crack. Are you serious? Go to Wendy's, get a fucking Frosty, come back, then do more work, figure shit out. I don't know, but I love those Frosties at Wendy's. How can you not? Oh, they're like crack. But then I guess if she would have went and did that, she would have been hooked on crack, and then she would have never fucking saved the world here. And then Gregory comes over and she tells him about the robbery and everything, and he says like, oh my God, Gregory, you're a fucking priest, man. Like, aren't there things you're not supposed to do? Like that? Like, Gregory, leave your fucking hands off the altar boys. But also, like, don't take the Lord's name in vain. Isn't that one of your biggest fucking things that he's not supposed to do? It's in the 10 Commandments, right? I don't know. I'm not religious. I have no fucking clue. I went to fucking Catholic high school, which is, I should know. But I don't. Like, I'm pretty sure, though. So this priest is not a good priest. He should not be doing the multiple things that he's probably doing. Then the Russian guy, Khrushchev, absolutely love that character. Absolutely love him. He is so funny. He is so hilarious. Every time he's on screen, I absolutely love seeing. He's like my favorite character in this movie, aside from Morgana, obviously, and Divoff. Basically, just Gregory is worse. Like, he's the only one that's worse. But I love the Russian dude. And then Morgana ends up visiting Demarest in jail, and she gets the whole flash of like his true form and everything, and he ends up telling her that Eric's no longer with them and that he's dead forever. And then the big jail guy who wants his rent and wants his drugs from Demarest says that he wants to get fucked up, he wants to get stomped and tore up from the floor up and everything. And then the two ninja warriors of his start kung fuing him to death. And better than Busta Rhymes in Halloween Resurrection doing kung fu, which I said does even know kung fu. I didn't give a fuck back in that video. I don't really care now. I don't know why I brought it up. But they kung fu the shit out of him, and he like falls and like gets electrocuted or some shit. Like, I don't know if he lives or dies, because we don't see him ever again. So who knows what happened to him, but his soul's taken, like with everybody else's. So I'm pretty sure he died, maybe, or just severely fucked up. Then the big black security guard, I can't think of this guy's name. He's in fucking so many things. And it was pissing me off that I couldn't remember his name. And he comes and he's saying that like every time that there's trouble in my jail, like your fucking ass is right here, and starts threatening him to put him in the hole. And he's like, oh, a hole? I've been in a hole for 3,000 years. I don't know why I keep breaking into that voice. It's so awesome, dude. Like, come on. Divoff is fucking phenomenal in this movie and in the first one. I'm probably not watching the third and fourth one tonight. Like I said, it's like almost 3 a.m. I don't feel like watching 2 horrible fucking movies back to back. So I will save that for tomorrow. And yeah, that whole line though, I love. That like, he's been in a hole for 3,000 years. This should be a piece of cake and stuff. Awesome. Then Gregory visits Demarest, and he starts saying to leave Morgana alone, and he starts calling him the devil, and he's saying that you have your demons confused and stuff. And did I mention that Morgana is so fucking distracting in this movie? I'm pretty sure I did, but just in case you guys didn't hear it, like, she's so distracting. Oh, she's so fucking gorgeous. And then see, even the Djinn wants to get his hands on Morgana's sweet little ass. His words. That's right from Demarest's mouth. So listen, Morgana, if she ever watches this, yeah, you're guilty by fantasy association throughout the last 20 years of my life. So I don't know what to tell you. And if she may not be happy with me thinking naughty thoughts about her, but who is she to judge? She's a fucking murderer. She killed the fucking guy, had left 2 kids without a father. Who the fuck is she to judge me? So fuck you, Morgana. And then Gregory, faith stuff, skip. And we find out that he needs 1,000 souls. So I was right in the first video. It was 1,000. I was pretty sure it was. So he needs 1,000 souls, and he like only has like 200. He needs like 800 left to go. So they should have had a lot more time But then again, he does go to the casino and shit, so that kind of speeds shit up a lot. Again, I love the fucking Russian guy. I love Krichkov so much. Then the big black guard wishes to fight with Demarest. That's his wish, and he wishes to slow dance with him in a room for a minute, Compton style. And I guess Compton means hell, because then they're transferred to hell or to the Djinn's world, whatever. And I love all the red lighting and stuff whenever they're in the Djinn's world or whatever, what dimension, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Just all the red lighting and stuff, especially when it's on the Djinn and stuff. It looks so cool. I love that. And he ends up taking the guard's body and using it to escape with Krichkov. And then, let me see. And then Gregory says that he hung out at this Russian bar that Krichkov is at, and Pushkin and everything. Yeah, I'm not saying it's not impossible, but I'm saying it's bullshit, and I don't buy that for a fucking second. Like, this guy was not hanging out at this fucking bar, ever. So that's fucking ridiculous. It's like right off the bat. And then Pushkin even asks when he walks in, and Krichkov is there with Demarest, and he's smoking, chain smoking like a motherfucker, like I said in the first film. The Djinn love their cigarettes. And, sorry, nicotine. Listen, I'm not a fucking Djinn, alright? I'm weaker than him. It's a problem. Feel the sympathy. And fucking Pushkin even asks, like, who's the American? So it doesn't seem like it's ever normal to have a bunch of Americans there in this Russian club. So there's no fucking way Gregory ever hung out there. Like, get the fuck out of here. And Pushkin, he tries, Krichkov tries to get a second wish out of Demarest, and he says rules that even he has to abide by. So he can't give him a second wish. So smartly, Russian guy ends up using Pushkin to get a wish so that he becomes the big boss, because he can't stand fucking Pushkin. And he wants to be the big boss. I want to be big boss. Terrible Russian. I don't speak Russian, so what do you expect from me? Like, do you expect that much from me? Come on, guys. Horror YouTuber in the month here. Ending soon, actually. And I gotta make a video, actually, about this, and this should not be in this video because it has nothing to do with Wishmaster, but one of the nominees, like, shot up insanely in subscribers, so, like, he doesn't even qualify anymore, which sucks because now it's like 4 or 5 days left for people to vote. And fuck you, I'll get to that in another video. We don't have time for this. And then Pushkin doesn't want any wish. He's like, I have fortune, like I have power, like I don't want fame, like I don't need anything from you. And then Krichkov ends up saying, like, what about Mustafa? There's like this rival Russian mob member or something that Pushkin just fucking despises, and he says to Demarest he wants his head, and he ends up getting his head on his body and shit, and he becomes Mustafa, and the guards are all confused as shit, and they're moving their guns and pointing it at everybody because they don't know what the fuck's going on. Hilarious. And then Morgana comes in and tries shooting the Djinn, or Demarest, and then he ends up turning into the Djinn, into his true form, and says the tagline for this movie, that evil never dies. I gotta stop doing that. It's gonna hurt my throat. Tomorrow I'm not gonna be able to talk. I'm gonna have to be like Art the Clown. I'm gonna have to be fucking like pantomiming shit and like getting my videos across that way. Which actually might be fun. I actually thought of that one time, to just do a silent video, like a silent movie, and just talk about a film without speaking one bit. And just discuss an entire movie. I don't know if it's possible. I'll figure it out. I figure out a whole bunch of crazy shit on this channel. So that'll be fun. One day we'll do that. We'll have a fucking silent video. You guys don't have to listen to my voice, but you can just watch me pantomime terribly and we'll play like Pictionary. Guess what the fuck I'm talking about this movie. And then anyway, back to Wishmaster 2. Then Gregory, Morgana, Sin, church stuff, skip, scramble. Don't order the skip, scramble. Points if you get that reference. Then they visit Krichkov, and he ends up trying to shoot Morgana, and does shoot Morgana, and say that, like, if she dies and she can't wish the 3 wishes, can't get her 3 wishes granted, and wish the whole fucking world into Jinn hell, and the wound just disappears immediately. So, like, she can't die. apparently, while she still has these wishes that have to be granted to her. So she can't just take the easy way out and kill herself or have someone kill her to save the planet. So that don't work. And then the casino guy, like he sends him, and Khrushchev says to Demarest, like, I got the perfect place for you. You need 800 more souls. And he sends him, tells him about the casino. And he ends up going to a casino, which, great idea. Like, if there's any place you want to go with people that are desperate and fucking are wishing for luck and everything, casino's the place to go. So, good thinking, Khrushchev. That's why I love you so much. It's the best. I don't know what it is, man. I'm fucking like delirious at this point. It's gonna be a fucking controversial video. And he doesn't recognize the casino guy. He doesn't recognize Demarest's face or his name or anything like that from the news of the robbery or anything like that. Because he's in Vegas. I was thinking that, and then I realized, oh shit, that's right, because he's in Vegas or some shit where all the casinos are. So he wouldn't hear about that local news. So that makes sense. And then we have the Nib Shugarath Bahim stuff again. That doesn't work the first time because she's not pure of heart. So I don't know. Then she got over Eric real fucking fast. She starts making out with and presumably fucks Gregory. Like when they're saying like the world as we know it's about to end and like maybe this is the way to heaven. And again, Gregory, you're a fucking priest. Like aren't you supposed to not be like fucking people? Again, not a religious person. Don't know. But pretty sure he shouldn't be doing that. And if he's allowed to, he shouldn't be taking the Lord's name in vain, which he does a second time. So fuck you, 2 strikes. One more time, you're done. Then he just goes, Demarest is sitting in the, I don't know, like the fucking manager's office of the casino. And no one's in there. It's just him. And he's playing with the opal. And then he just like makes it disappear. And then he just goes, magic. Why? Like for who? Like there's no one there. So he's just doing that just for no reason? Like, that made no sense. That's like me just being in an empty room and, like, pulling a rabbit out of a hat and be like, ta-da! And, like, there's nobody there to look. Like, I don't know. Fucking, that made no sense at all. Like, who he's doing that for, like, except for the audience, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, a lot of stupid shit in this movie that just, I look past it all just because of the nostalgia. And then, none of the casino people wished for any of this shit. None of them. Like, they have to, it's so far in the first movie and all the way up until this point, they have to, like, speak out loud directly to the Djinn and say, I wish for, or I'd love to, or freeze, or some shit. They don't talk to him, or we don't see any of them talk to him. So is he just, like, feeding off their thoughts? And they're all wishing to win in their thoughts, and now he can just take wishes, like, out of people's fucking minds? I don't know. That doesn't make any sense either. Like, none of the people at this place, at this casino, wished for anything. So I don't know how he got all their souls. Then they end up going to the Djinn's world, and Gregory is crucified like Jesus Christ up on the crucifix, with the thorn fucking shit on his head. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Then wishes him to release Gregory, and he does, but he releases him from his pain and fucking kills him, basically, in his twisty, djinny way that he always does. And we get another make your wishes. Fucking love it. Love that line so much. And then just all hell breaks loose in the fucking casino. The bars come down and trap everybody in there. Then the roulette wheel starts spinning really fast, and fucking the roulette balls and shit are like firing off like bullets and hitting people. And then like it comes off the table and like metal spikes come out of it and start wheeling and like slicing and dicing people all over the place. And then cards start shooting out of the card holders and start fucking impaling people in the face and stuff. It's cool. A lot of CGI. But, like, there's some practical stuff, like when we see shit hitting people's faces and stuff, and some cool stuff. And it's a cool scene, so the CGI, again, doesn't really bother me much. It's not horrendous or anything, but you can definitely tell it's on a much lower budget, as I said, because it was released, not in theaters. And then the guy ripping apart, like his fucking stomach rips apart and his face splits open, kind of like in The Thing when fucking, why the fuck can't I think of his name? When the fucking Thing's fucking face opens up. It's my favorite movie of all time, and I can't think of the guy's fucking name. Alright, whatever, moving on. And it looks like that though. Like his face splitting open and stuff. It looks really cool. It's another practical effect there that is pretty good. Then, Palmer. Couldn't fucking think of that, seriously. Then the woman there, this shit's funny too. Like, literally. Like, she ends up just shitting out a whole bunch of gold coins. I don't know. I mean, I guess at this point, whatever. And we're not even at the third or fourth movies. So I'm really dreading going back to those two because I said I've only seen them once. I'm pretty damn sure because I would never watch those again if it wasn't for this channel. So, and doing this franchise. So that'll be fun. But yeah, she shits out a whole bunch of coins. Like her fucking stomach like starts coming out like she's pregnant, and then she just farts a bunch and fucking coins just it's so fucking stupid. It really is. And then she ends up with a smart wish, just like in the last movie. I feel like this is a smarter one because again, she has to be pure at heart to be able for the Nib-Shuggarath Beheem shit to work. So she ends up wishing that the guy that she killed, the security guard at the gallery with the two kids, never died, that she never killed him. So he's back alive, and that's supposed to make her pure at heart. She's still a fucking robber. She's a fucking burglar. And come on, looking at this girl and her past and shit, she ain't pure in any fucking way. Are you serious? So like, yeah, you took the murder back, but you still got a lot of self-fucking work to do before this shit's working in any way, shape, or form. But it does, and she ends up with the Nib-Shuggarath Beheem, like repeating it over and over and over again, like it's a game of Candyman, but like not just 5 times, you just keep on repeating that shit until it works. I don't know. And then the souls end up being released, and the Djinn's imprisoned again. And that's it. That's the end of the movie. Like I said, it's much worse than the first movie. It is. But just the nostalgia I have for this movie is always going to trump that. And I have a lot of movies like that I know are terrible. And this isn't terrible by any means, but like movies that I know are not great or bad or terrible. Any of those fucking categories. And I still love them to death just from growing up with them and watching them a decent amount over the years, over my life and stuff. So Wishmaster 2, Evil Never Dies, and actually Gareth at Video Tasties just did an interview with the director here. So I'll put a link in the description, and I'll put it in the community tab or something if anyone wants to check that interview out, because it was a really fun interview to watch, for sure. So Wishmaster 3, whatever the tagline for that shit is, like I said, I'm most likely not doing it tonight. I'm just gonna relax and watch something else. Or I gotta watch fucking Chucky from last night, so maybe I'll do a video on that quick. That's a quick video to get out of the way. I watch that, do that, then fucking go to sleep. And then tomorrow I'll get to 3 and 4 and fucking begrudgingly suffer through those 2 fucking terrible movies. And then I'm beginning the Phantasm series, because my fucking profile picture for the channel this whole month has been the fucking sphere. No spheres have appeared. No fucking Phantasm has been talked about. So Phantasm starting tomorrow. And I have a watch party set up for Halloween Eve on Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If anybody wants to hop on the stream with me and Mike at the Real Fifth Beetle and watch along with us, feel free. Fucking open invitations for everybody. But yeah, so wherever you guys are from, hope you're having a good day, good night, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.